Hey guys, that one guy here. Welcome to my first uniform review video. Today I have my favorite uniform in all of my collection, the uniform of the FSIN, or Federal Penitentiary Service of the Russian Federation. It's a Russian prison guard uniform, in simple terms. Despite all of my super high quality content, I've never done a video quite like this. So here's how it's going to work. Basically, I'm just going to go from head to toe, explaining all the equipment that's on this guy right now. Starting from the top, we have your standard issue Russian Police SHCPU helmet. It's a riot helmet, if you couldn't tell. It's pretty standard. The visor goes up and down, lobster tail. It goes up and down as well. The chin strap is pretty standard. By now, a lot of these have been circulated out, and in have come the new Russian riot police helmets. I don't have one of those. This works just fine. You then have your standard issue field cap. This one features the cockade of the MVD on the front, and sometimes you'll see these in more of a bronze color, and that is for the cadets in training. This one is in size 58. Now, you're gonna have the ski mask. Nothing too terribly crazy about it. They're not super rare. You're not gonna see every single riot officer wearing a mask like this, but that being said, they are seen from time to time, so it's okay to have this. Now assembled is your standard officer's fatigues that you would see any officer walking around in if you somehow managed to end up in a Russian prison. Here are the collar pins. They are exclusive to the Federal Penitentiary Service. Here is the right arm patch. This is mandatory on every single Russian prison officer's uniform, with some varying shapes around the edges. Here, on the other hand, or shoulder I should say, I know. You don't have to mention it. Anyway, this one is modeled after the MVD shoulder patches, with the Russian waving flag. This is rarely ever seen in FSIN institutions. It's quite obscure. Luckily for me, I love this uniform, so I looked up and researched for lots and lots of time trying to find a photo of this patch in use, and I found a few. I'll link them right now. Now, another thing that the FSIN absolutely loves to do is use Soviet-era equipment. So here we have our Soviet officer's belt without the shoulder strap going over. It's pretty standard, beat-up shape. Another piece of Soviet-era equipment here is the PR-73 baton. Now, there is variation between the usage of batons in the Russian penal colonies. Some of them are seen using PRK batons, or really anything from the PR series. Now here we have our handcuffs. Please move your arm, thank you. We have our handcuffs. This is in use with Russian police as well as the prison officers. It's just in use. They're pretty standard with all Russian law enforcement agencies. As mentioned before, there's lots of Soviet-era gear floating around the FSIN institutions. Now, they do use modern boots. That being said, I didn't feel like buying a $100 pair of new boots, so here I have my Soviet Marjalovsky boots. They're pretty nice and they get the job done. Hey guys, that one guy. Post-editing, I realized that I made a pretty big mistake in the video, not covering a pretty important detail on the camo uniform, so I don't feel like taking all this equipment off just to show the fatigues again, so bear with me here. So, this uniform is in the blue DPM camouflage, or known as smog in Russian. That being said, there's actually tons of variation between the uniforms, the pattern of camouflages in the uniforms. Even in the same colony, you'll see upwards of 5 different camos being used. I mean, there's
There's Kamish, like this one right here. There's camo identical to the pattern on this e-mask. There's this smog camo, which is actually standard issue, technically, from 2014 uniform guidelines. It's not really full, though. There's green uniforms, there's blue uniforms, there's red uniforms. So yeah, I thought I would just cover that. Here's a better look at the vest. You can see it's the blue camise pattern. Manufactured by ANA Tactical. Love ANA. You can see here some information.
Finally, in case of riots, the Russian prison officers do use specialized equipment. This includes steel riot shields like this one. This is identical to ones used by the Russian prison service, but it's really used by all branches of Russian law enforcement. This one is actually from the National Guard from Ukraine, but it still gets the job done. And then we have gas masks. So there's actually lots of variation with the gas masks. See, this one here is my monkey mask. Love this thing. Well, thanks for tuning in to my first in real life video for a review of the FSIN uniform. This has been a learning experience for me, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. And yeah, I'll be uploading a lot more brain rot for you guys, more garbage for you guys to enjoy. And hey, if you want more videos like this one, where I'm reviewing a uniform, comment down below. I want some feedback. Thanks for watching.